Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. I got my voice back. Sorry, there's been such a delay. Um, Most of the last week, I couldn't talk. My family was so excited. But went camping over the weekend, got most of it cleared up. Fresh air, sunshine, feel better. So, and there's usually a reason. Sometimes I'll go through my list and I go, yeah, I don't want to do this one right now. Well, let's do that one tomorrow. There's always a reason for it. It ends up being on somebody's birthday or some occasion, or there's just some reason. But anyway, I was held up because of my voice, so I terribly, terribly apologize for that. So, I'd like to explain real quick how this works. I don't think I read for you before. I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. I try to describe the picture the best I can. There is always a reason for whatever they show or say. So if it doesn't make any sense now, keep it in mind. You'll either see it later, remember it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later and go, I know what she's talking about. This is not exact science. We communicate the best way we can. Sometimes you got to stretch it outside the box a little bit. They won't give me all the information. They'll give me just enough so you'll understand what they're talking about. So, I keep hearing, I love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. Something about sugar and bunches. She's trying to, some saying she used to say to you. Sugar with cream on top. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't sound like any saying I know, but it doesn't have to make sense to me. I love you. I can't quite hear it. Over the top, to the moon. She's coming back to sugar. Sugar, something about some saying. I'm not hearing the whole thing though. So hopefully that's enough that you understand what she's talking about. I don't need to know. She said, okay. She says there was no foul play. She's calling it a mistake, but no foul play. It was dumb shit. Dumb shit. But I did a lot of dumb shit. But it was dumb shit. She's going, I'm taking it all on me. All on me. Now, I'm asking her how she died, but when I first started, I used to see and feel exactly how they passed, and then I just bawl afterwards. So I've asked them not to show me that anymore unless it's absolute necessity, because it upsets me too much. But she's talking about having trouble breathing, choking, kind of. She says, but no, it did not hurt. Absolutely felt no pain. But she is showing me, making me feel struggle breathing. But she says it's all on her. All on her. There's nobody helping with that. It's all on her. Did she swallow something? Ingested something in some way. I don't know if she's talking about this is what caused it, or this is just something that happened at that time. All on her, she says. You know I did a lot of dumb shit. But as far as my love for you, that was a top priority. She says sometimes she did not treat you as a top priority, but in her heart, you were a top priority. And again, she says, did a lot of dumb shit. Did a lot of dumb shit. She said she didn't always have her priorities straight. But again, she's going back to in her heart, you were a top priority. Loves you to the moon and back. So when you're out there looking at the moon and she's showing a full moon, doesn't have to be a full moon, but she's showing you standing down here looking at a full moon, thinking about her and talking to her. So I don't know if this is something you just, we had a full moon a week ago, or if this is something you regularly do. Know that I promise you 1,000%, she can hear you, she can see you. Talk to her all you want to. You're not disturbing her. Some people think that, well, if I talk to them all the time, that I'm holding them from doing whatever it is their soul needs to do. No, you're not. You can't tie a rope on them. You can't tie them here. That they can go anywhere they want. That doesn't work that way. You don't have to talk out loud. Telepathic. I've talked to a real life person, telepathic, right in front of me. It's a real thing. You don't have to open your mouth. So know when you're talking to her, even if it's in your head, she hears you. She's going like this. Something that you have said to her, and I'm guessing it might have been, she says, she agrees. She agrees. Now, she's not saying but which subject that is about, so I don't know which time, which thing. It's her show. I let her say or do whatever within reason because they know best. They know what we need to hear. Okay, something about you're putting the cart before the horse. Something, she says, something you recently did, you put the cart before the horse. I hate it when they're real vague. Wish they'd give me more details sometimes. And like I said, she'll give me just enough you should understand what she's talking about. Again, she says cart before the horse. She's extremely over the top proud of you. Proud of the young man you're becoming. She says not becoming, the young man you have become. That you're strong, but on the inside you're kind of like a marshmallow sometimes. Normal male ego. I can't let anybody know I've got a little marshmallow going on in here. That's the way she's making it feel. Kind of the macho. I'm male. I can't feel like a marshmallow. Yes, you can. You have somebody very close to you, a counterpart, a mate. I don't know if you're married. I don't creep anybody's Facebook ahead of time because it messes up what little logical mind I have. But somebody very close to you, a female, and she sees the marshmallow. She gets it. She gets you. She understands things that are unspoken between you and her. She gets it. She gets you. Very good influence for you. And Mama approves. Just be good to her. Mom says be good to her. You will have a very good, strong connection with this one. Okay, she wants to go back to when she left. She says very quickly, we're not going to make a big deal of it, but she wants to reiterate, she wants to stress there was no pain. She feels like you very strongly need to know this, that it was peaceful. And she saw somebody very close to her that was waiting for her. It was already up there. I want to say her dad. I always say the little lady next door can feel more like your grandmother than your real blood grandmother clear across the country you talk to once a year at Christmas or whatever. So it's a father-like figure. It could be even a grandfather can feel like a father if he stepped in as a father instead of more of a grandfather. So I hope you understand that. He's just showing he made his presence known. He was just standing there waiting, and she knew it. And she was perfectly fine with it. So what they've taught me is, and I believe in past lives. I still struggle with it because, yeah, it's hard to get that concept in your head after all the things I've been taught my whole life. But we decide before we come here when we're going to leave. We decide our exit point. I don't think we always decide how we're going to leave, but I know we decide. When they say your number's up, your number's up. That sounds kind of rude, but we decide if we're going to leave at 1 day old or 100 years old. The timeline can waver depending on what's going on with the people around us, what they're going to learn from us leaving, or this one I don't know for sure, but I think that we changed maybe the way we're going to leave because it will affect somebody's life in a certain way that they need. We're helping each other out. I know, it's a little hard to understand if you're not in this woo-woo business. We're here to learn. Our soul and our spirit is here to learn. Oh, wow, she's showing her soul taking off like a dove. I don't think I've seen anybody do that. Anyway, so it was her timeline. So she was going to leave, and this just happens to be the way she left. This is the time she was supposed to leave. She said she was right on the money. Some of them, like I said, it wavers a little bit. They might wait a few days or go a little bit sooner, but she says she was right on the money. And she's shown me flying like a dove off to this man, which I've never seen that before. A white dove. She said her spirit was free. When we're here, this is our car, this is our vehicle, and our heavy thing that keeps our spirit, our soul in it. When we don't need this heavy vehicle anymore, we still have the same soul. We still have the same spirit. We still have the same love energy. So we're forgiven. We go up there, they peel us like an onion. They take all this heavy anger, resentment, things that we did that were kind of harsh, negative energies, and they peel it off of us until we're cleansed and we're this light, bright, our soul is back to being pure love. We don't forget anybody. We are still tied to the people that we love here. It's really hard to explain in a little short video, but she wanted me to explain that. She's not going to forget you. She will be there when it's your time. So will this man. So he's connected to you somehow. He's kind of tall and slim. His hair is a little, I don't want to say wild, but I'm seeing a C. I feel like, don't take this 100%. Could be cancer. Not her, him. I'm not 100% sure. Now she's showing something about her having a pony. I like them to at least validate themselves so you know for sure that we're talking to the right one, the right loved one. But she's showing herself much younger in a pony. So I don't know if you knew if she had a pony when she was younger, or maybe she got you guys a pony. I have no clue. But she's standing, her and this pony are next to this man. She says grandma's here. And don't forget the grandma thing. Or any relationship. It doesn't have to be blood. So I always stress that. I have a lot of people call me grandma. And a hatchback. I believe she's talking about a vehicle, a car with a hatchback. Don't know what she's validating with that. Sometimes they just throw words out, and I'll throw it out. And I don't need to understand it. It's for you to understand. I don't think the hatchback had to do with grandma, but it could. And she's not showing me the grandma. She's not telling me which one it is. She just says grandma's here, but I don't see her. She also says, this girl kind of feels familiar, like maybe I would know her. I don't know, are you guys from here in town? I don't know. Because this girl that she has connected with doesn't mean she's with her all the time, it just means she's connected to her. She feels familiar to me. Not real tall, long, kind of bushy, not bushy, wild kind of hair. Lots of drinking. Tons of drinking. Could have maybe even passed because of drinking. Not sure. She looks very familiar, but I don't want to say her name. She has connected with her at some point anyway. Doesn't mean she's with her all the time. It just means for some reason this female is stepping forward. And to say that they've hooked up, they've met up there. So, okay. Chantiel is saying, do not beat yourself up for mistakes that you make in your life. Do not sit there and just hold on to them where you can't let go of them, and it's in your gut and it just eats away at you. They're lessons to learn. I don't want to do any lecturing. We're here to learn lessons. We come here to learn, or for our soul, our spirit, to learn lessons. It makes our soul grow. So the lessons we learn the fastest and the best are the ones that kick us in the ass the hardest, because those are the ones you don't want to repeat because it hurt like hell. Those are the ones you don't want to do again because they're wrong and you feel guilty over them. The ones that hurt the most are the ones that teach us the most. So she wants you to understand that's a lesson. You don't want to repeat it. Don't kick yourself in the ass for it. Just learn from it and go on. And she says, be a better person. Oh, she's kind of fluttering. She goes, he's the best he can be. None of us are. I'm still learning at my age. But in her eyes, you can do no wrong. Do no wrong. And she said she would kick a motherfucker's ass if they fuck with you. I'm just going to say it like she did. She says he will know that that's me by me saying that. I'm not afraid to kick a motherfucker's ass if they mess with my son. She's quite a little fireball. Quite a fireball. But she now is so full of peace, so full of love, so full of, there's no anger, there's no resentments. There's none of that. Those heavy, dark, because like I said, they peel that off of you. She says she's at peace. Totally, totally at peace. Okay, everybody knows about coins and feathers and butterflies and all that as red birds as a sign from your loved one in heaven. And I usually ask them for a unique sign. Something just from them to you, something different, something special. But she's showing a butterfly. The one I see is orange, and it's flying around your head. It's just kind of fluttering around, and you don't pay attention to it. It's just a damn butterfly. So even with what I do, when my Bob left, I would go out to the cemetery all the time, at least once a week. And I go out, where's my damn sign? Where's my damn sign? Every single time a white butterfly would come circle around me and leave. So it took like 10 times before I got it. White butterfly, that's my sign. I went to this lady's house and I go, ooh, should I be here? She was going to read my cards. This don't seem right. There's a white butterfly right by the door. So that's our sign. I'm going to have one tattooed on my ankle. So know that whenever this orange butterfly, well, all of a sudden right after that, there was white butterflies all over my yard, everywhere. Every day I'd go out the door and there'd be 10 of them out there. So when it keeps, I went to a funeral and an orange butterfly came over by my legs. I said, that's not good enough. It's got to be a white one. And I will swear on my life, the orange one left. And a minute later, a white one came, circled my legs, and left. So know when you get this orange butterfly, and it could be on Facebook, it can be on TV, it can be when you're walking through Walmart and you kind of have your head pulled to the side. If you feel like you need to look some way, I mean, you actually feel, you won't feel somebody do this to you, but you feel your attention drawn for some reason, pay attention. If you feel like you need to look to the right, okay, what is there? Is there a picture of a butterfly? Is there a little ceramic butterfly? When you get these butterflies, validate her, acknowledge her, tell you love her, and ask her to bring you more. She can hear you. Once you validate that you know that's a sign from her, it kind of opens the door, and then once she understands, he's getting my signs. He understands that's for me. It'll get better. You'll get more. Something about smoke, but I didn't quite catch it. Something about smoke. It's easy for them to do butterflies and smoke, smells, electronics, signs, because it's not some big boulder. If you ask them to move a big boulder, that's probably not going to happen. But the little light, easy stuff, smoke. But I didn't catch it. It was campfire smoke, cigarette smoke. I almost want to say left-handed cigarette smoke. I'm assuming you know what that means. But it wasn't a pipe, it wasn't a cigar, I don't think. So anyway, if you're sitting in your house and you get this little whiff of some kind of smoke, I'm not sure which kind, because she's not coming back and telling me. I feel like it was left-handed cigarette smoke. You can be in the store, you can be outside, you can be sitting in your chair, you can be in your vehicle, and you get that whiff. Know that that's a sign from her. Again, validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her, and ask her to bring you more. She will. She is so light and bright and huge smile on her face and beautiful and just bubbly. She says, I can drive as fast as I want to now. And she have trouble speeding, driving too fast when she shouldn't. I love you, baby boy. You were the light of my life. I should have paid more attention to you, and for that, I apologize. But what you learned from it, you've learned you don't want to be that way with yours. She's not saying she was a bad person or anything. She's just saying that you have learned you want to be more of a parent, more involved. Extremely involved with, I don't know if you have kids yet. If you don't, you will be more involved. If you do have, you are more involved, and she's acknowledging that. She said she says her crazy life has made you more of a man, more of a father. Because that's one of the lessons you learned. She says she's not feeling like a bad mom. Don't take it that way. She says, no, I don't feel like a bad mom. I feel like I could have done more. And for that, she's apologizing. And she would like you to forgive her for some of those mistakes. She says, just love me for me, because that's what I was. I was just me. Love me for all of me. I wasn't perfect. She goes, but who is? Okay, so she pulled my eyes down. I got all this scribbling stuff in front of me, but she pulled my eyes down to, I've got your 6. And I don't know if you know what that means. If you don't Google it, it means I've got your back. I think it's police talk, or I'm not sure exactly, or maybe it's military talk. I'm not sure. And I've got your 6. The letter 6, S-I-X. So Google that. There's a meaning to it. I don't remember. I don't want to say it because I don't remember just exactly what it means. And she says, don't forget the dash in between. The dash in between is on a tombstone. It's from your birth date to your end date, your death date. The dash in between is the important part. It's not the birth date. It's not the end date. The dash in between is the important part, and that's what she wants you to concentrate on. Sorry, evidently I wore the wrong shirt. Just remember, I love you, and I still do. Love never dies. Never, ever, ever dies, she says, and she's getting very solemn when she's saying it. You will always be my baby boy. No matter what dumb mistakes I made, you will always be my baby boy. Okay, so she says, when you get those, once she get 2 signs, usually ask for more. I don't know that she validated it. Hopefully something she said validated that it is her that we're talking to. I definitely ask for that, but I don't make my whole reading about validations, because that's just a medium patting himself on the back going, oh, look what I can do. It's about their message to you. So hopefully she got her message across clear enough. She loves you very much. Everybody feels energy different, but you should be able to feel that presence. Show me again. She's shown behind your right shoulder. So it could, everybody feels, you're not going to feel it like I feel it. So, but it could feel like a bubble pushing on you. It could just feel like a change in the air pressure. It can feel like a warmth. It can feel like goosebumps, but it can be a whole chill through your body, but usually it's like goosebumps just in that area, or like a bug crawling. You keep going like, what the hell's on my back, you know? Well, she's back behind my right shoulder, and they make my head itch when they get real close. So I usually have them stand back a little bit, or I look like I have head lice. I can't stop itching. I don't know. See, they affect me like that. They don't affect other people like that. So everybody feels it different. Once in a while, you will feel like somebody's watching you. And at first, it may creep you out, but then it's going to bring you more peace because you know it's her. It's not anything bad. Once you just believe, what's it going to hurt if you believe? Because you'll start seeing and hearing or feeling or whatever amazing things. And she's going to bring you a sense of peace and love because she's found that. She knows what true peace and love are now. I love you, baby boy. You're never too big to be my baby boy. And with that, she's going to leave. She's taking what looks like one yellow tulip. Kind of like that. But it's kind of wilted. So evidently, at some point, you might have given her a yellow tulip or yellow tulips. But evidently it's been a while because this one looks like it's getting a little wilted. So it's been a while back. So, well, my red tulips have all wilted. I was going to say, if you go find a yellow tulip, go take it to her. She's blowing you kisses. She loves you very much. Call on her. She can hear you. Ask her. And then just allow for whatever comes forward. And usually it won't be like right that second when you say her name. It can be, but not always. It could be a week later, it could be a day later, hours later. Talk to her. She can hear you. Much love to you, my dear. Again, I apologize. I lost my voice all last week. That was ugly. Not for the family. They were happy. But anyway, things got really pushed back. I don't like taking that long, so I'm getting caught up. Much love to you, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Later.